Hey guys, new video here, farming a Headhunter. This is a corrupted Headhunter, it's a bricked one, through contracts only, 81 to 83 contracts. Oh, Lily just jumped off the bed. The reason I'm doing 81 to 83 is because of the Alice. You know, if you are running these maps, you only get 81 to 83, and we know that the rewards for the higher tier stuff is a little bit better, right? Because, you know, like Golden Oils can only drop from a certain tier, like Feral can only appear in Bestiary on another tier. So, like, 81 is kind of that cutoff where things are pretty good, and most people can get to at this amount of time for like 2-3 weeks past in the league. Okay, so the goal was to farm up enough currency to just buy a Headhunter, which like right now I think it's like 75 exalts, somewhere around there. What I did is I ran these contracts here. I was kind of like random with them. I ran a lot of like deception so I can get Gianna reveals. I ran a lot of lockpicking because Karst is pretty badass, and I ran a lot of demolition because Vendiri is like super good, right? He can just like double the chest. If you don't know, when you open a chest, the contents will spill out, whatever's on your loot filter, and then after like 1 second, it will spill out again. So if you see the same exact thing like doubled, then you'll know that he procced, right? And he's like so OP actually. So I ran a lot of these contracts today. I looked at my map watch. If you don't know, mapwatch.erosin is a website where you can track exactly how many zones you have completed, right? So it can be maps, it can be contracts, blueprints, all that good stuff, and it will track it for you through your client.txt file, so you know there's no like, you know, the exact like data that you're working with. So today I ran about 66 contracts and blueprints in total. I did about 5 blueprints and about 61 contracts. Out of those 61 contracts, I failed about 3 of them, I believe. So, you know, that's like the numbers, about 60 contracts, and the blueprints weren't anything special. They were the old ones with like the question marks in them. And I was going for this. I was going for Smuggler's Den or Underbelly because they have thieves, trinkets, or currencies. Right now, if you get a tier 1 roll, it's like 30 exalts, I think, for a 4% regal into chance for regal into an exalt, right? So that's a huge. So unfortunately, I didn't get anything. All the stuff I got was kind of trash, but I did get a lot of small currencies along the way, especially in the normie contracts. The way that I rolled the contracts, okay, before I give all the data, this is the new currency tab that I used for the test. And these are the dump tabs I use. I've already cleaned them out a little bit for the test, and the way I roll them is I just went ouch and go. Obviously, if there's a roll that's like pretty bad, like for example, like lockdown timer starts immediately, or no lockdown timer, or like alert every 10 seconds, or something like garbage rolls, or like cannot regen, which my character can't really do, I would re-roll that with a scour and then ouch again, right? At this point in league, I have 135 ouch right here. I have a lot more in my real currency tab, and scours aren't that hard to come by either. So there was a little bit of re-rolling with the contracts I ran, but there was no like, you know, like C spamming for like any like crazy rolls or anything like that. You know, anything about like 20% reduced alert level is good. A very quick side note, when people ask like, is it worth it to ouch a contract? Yes, it is, and the reason for that is, once again, alchemies are like so easy to come by. They're basically worthless. Let's take a white contract here. That's a corrupted one. All right, see how it has no alert reduction or no mods on it? If I ouch it, now you have alert reduction, 23%, right? That's like insane. That's like, you know, that's why you equip your followers, your rogues, with insane gear to reduce alert reduction and to increase rewards. So that's really good. Maximum live reinforcements is good as well, if you're, you know, because the XP now is very good. The XP in these contracts is so much better than before. And it's actually like, I got from like 95 to 96 today running contracts, right? Which there's not really that much killing going on. So yeah. Fantastic. So also you can see the time before lockdown, you get a little bit extra time on that 20 seconds. So overall quantity, rarity, the guards don't really drop that much, but that's totally fine. And let's talk about the data, right? From there, the way that I would reveal my blueprints, like the 5 that I did, is I would take one of these and obviously I would ouch them. I try to use Vendiri and like Ninette or Talina if I could because of the reductions, Karst of course, and then I would go in, and the way I would reveal it is I'd use Gianna for the large wings, and then Wakana or Niles for the small individual rooms. I think that's pretty good efficiency because the Gianna has a 40% decreased cost of the reveal, so that's like kind of huge, right? And so you can do Gianna missions, which are deception mostly, to get more reveals with her. Every time you succeed in one, you will get a reveal from her. Now, let's talk about the loot, because it's pretty much what anyone cares about, right? So the way that I sold the items, so to speak, to myself is I had like 290 something tactics, and then those were like 71 exalts, and I only sold, I was very conservative, I only sold things that you could actually sell in bulk. So for example, fertile and prismatic catalysts I would sell, but the other shitty catalysts I would not sell, right? Essences like deafenings I could sell to myself, and like maybe the very popular ones, like maybe like Zeal and other ones that were like above a couple C. In Excellence, there's a tool called Excellence Next that you can use to track things like with thresholds, like 1C, 2C, whatever, to filter out the garbage, and that's what I used. Divination cards I would sell to myself if they were, or I'd turn in if there were things like the Disposition, which is 5C, or anything that you know would sell like 100%, right? Primordial, right? That will sell instantly even if you only have one of them. But something like Reign of C, which is like 8-1 card, I'm not gonna like price that one. I'm not gonna like nickel and dime the things, right? I want to stay conservative on this. So once again, splinters, of course, like I had like 260 simulacrum splinters, for example. I sold some like full breach stones to myself, right? Because those things will sell. I didn't even like sell these yet. I didn't sell any of this stuff yet. I did convert down the jewelers into the fusing so far. I sold the chidals to myself. I sold I think like the divine and like alterations, of course, because those are easily sellable. So basically anything that was easily sellable and something that you would actually do. I didn't sell anything to myself into my real currency tab that I wouldn't sell myself through a sell tab, right? If that makes sense. Okay, so that like anything under like 1C, absolutely not. Sometimes even under 2C, wouldn't consider it, right? Just to keep like the numbers kind of like real and fresh. So after all of that, right, in terms of the returns, 9 exalts and 995C. 995C only because I didn't convert it yet into exalts. But if you take a look at these numbers, so for example, like if you take a thing like the tactics, that was like 4 exalts pretty much and like 10C on their own. Okay, so the jambling portion of this, like the tactics, are huge for running deception with or any contract that has those items are massive, right? And then pure currency drops were also pretty big. Got a lot of C, got a lot of Regals, and the Regals are interesting because I haven't sold the Regals to myself, but I got 100 Regals over 60 something contracts blueprints. And so for example, if you had the trinket, because all of these were dropped in the contracts, right, nowhere else, if you had the trinket that had 4% regal to exalts, you would on average have 4 more exalts, right? That's crazy. But right here, like 995C is probably about 15 exalts. So 15 exalts plus 9 is about 24 exalts made from 60 something contracts and like 5 blueprints. And then you know, if you convert some of this stuff, like let's just say that's like 24 plus like 25, and then with the rest of the stuff maybe like 26, 27, right? The rest of the stuff here that I haven't sold to myself yet, it is about like, I'd say at least 25 pure exalts of sellable stuff from one day of running. So if I have that much now and I continue this trend, tomorrow I'll be a little bit more efficient, because today sometimes I was like rolling contracts as I would pull them from the stash and stuff. Very inefficient. And look at my build, look how slow my move speed. This is a self-curse character, so if I hit my Alchemist Quicksilver, like he's like okay, but this is like how I was progressing through the initial stages of the heist, opening chests and stuff, right? And so look how this is like so slow. And I'm gonna switch this gear over to an assassin so I can go faster tomorrow, and I can pre-roll everything and sort everything, the contracts I want to run, so I'll be much more efficient tomorrow. So I anticipate that tomorrow I'll make even more, because it was god awful. If you want to see the stats from today and like the actual run through of all the contracts and balloons, everything was ran on stream. You can watch the October 6th, or maybe it's October 5th to October 6th VOD on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/QDog_, to see the entire running of every single contract, every single blueprint, all the sorting of the dump tabs, all that good stuff is on that stream. So you can kind of be like, did you really? Because I feel like some people won't believe that, like, because people don't like contracts because they have bad feelings about it before, and maybe like, you know, delirious maps, running those are of course better profits, but they'll be like, yo, how'd you make like 25 exalts in one day just running contracts? And you can watch the VOD and be like, oh, okay, kind of makes sense, right? So yeah, if you're going for a Headhunter this league, and you know, you're like, how am I gonna get that? Really, contracts are insanely buffed now, right? So once again, 25 results in one day, very inefficiently and very slow character. For this is a self-cursor, by the way, so I'm fast on the way out, but on the way in, I'm like old grandma speed. And so, you know, 3 days for a Headhunter, pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited to do the contracts, right? I know it's not as good as juice maps, but for a new player who wants to ouch and go, meaning that you just put in the contract, you run it, you open some chests, get out, put in another one, no micromanagement, no thinking about like, do I need sextants, do I need scarabs, what map mod, what master do I put on, what map do I do, how can I sustain that map? No, none of that micromanagement. You just run the contracts, you get the money, and it is super good. Okay, I can't recommend enough. I'm having a lot more fun now in this league that they buffed it. And yeah, they did a really good job. So if you have any other questions, you can ask me on my Twitch channel. This is day 1, and I will make an update video every day after stream. Updating you guys on the progress of, like, you know. Oh, also today, no like crazy outliers, by the way. Like, you know, like you didn't like drop a Headhunter or something like that. You know, no crazy outliers. We got 1 pure exalt drop. Okay, I don't have. This is the trinket I'm using. Right, no exalt trinket, so no outliers, and that's like the return. So every day I'll make an update video to tell you guys how the Headhunter from contracts only progress is going. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Okay, bye, see you guys later, bye.